I want to try and put this in as small a message as possible. This is what we're asked to accept. First off, to go away. They want us to dissolve, disappear, whatever you want to call it. Secondly, they want us to accept IRA in charge of any funding that would be available to the innocent victims. Now, I'm not just talking about FAIR, I'm talking right across the spectrum. I'm talking right across the whole network of the innocent victims. They want us to accept IRA men and women in charge of who gets what. Within the Victims Commission and the forum, which I refused to join, I was asked to join it. I refused to join it because I knew that there was people from the IRA were going to be sitting on it. They are not innocent victims. But again, it was Sinn Fein, DUP that put that together. We were asked to accept that. We're saying, no, we won't accept that. We've been asked to basically change our whole attitude, to accept that terrorism, they had a legit cause, and that we are the ones that are wrong because we won't go down that track of accepting them. The millions that the IRA has creamed off and is creaming off, we're told to forget about that and move on with our lives. No, that won't happen. It has to be dealt with. All these things have to be dealt with. Our culture, our traditions, we've been told that it's not acceptable. We need to ask the gunmen, can we express our culture and our tradition? Well, no, we will not accept that. We will not ask the gunmen, can we express our culture and our identity? As far as how we're being treated, the Community Relations Council is the Catholic receiving cash. That's what they are. That's what they do. And anybody who will go along with that message will also get funding. Also victimising us. And the people in charge of CRC, some of them are the people who actually were involved in murdering us. Now, how can community relations have people in charge of their organisation who actually murdered the innocent victims? It's beyond me. But that's the sort of things we're been asked to accept. The Community Relations Council, CRC, it has nothing to do with community relations. CRC, which is out now trying to destroy the victims in South Armagh. Why? Because they can't get us to bow the knee. We will do what is right, irrespective of what the consequences are. Now, as an organisation, you do need finances to help people. This is the problem. You do need resources if you're trying to help people. People talk about what was given to FAIR. Let me tell you this, and this is fact. An advisor in OFM, DFM receives more money than the victims group, FAIR. The IRA in South Armagh are being treated like kings compared to how they're treating us. Now, I would ask you, how do they expect us to move on with that type of activity going on? Now, it has come out of OFM, DFM that they would bury us, that they would finish us. Well, they won't. I want to make this clear. They will not bury us. I make no apology for being a Protestant. I make no apology for being an Orangeman, or for my culture, or my background. And in fact, I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of the fact that we served Queen and country, and our people defended law and order. And just not over this last 35 years, but right back to the frontiers, right back to the people who cleared the frontier in the United States. But we've been demonised for having it, because we have Republicans who have no history. They'll talk about a few gnomes and a few pints of Guinness and how they were freedom fighters. They weren't freedom fighters. They were terrorists. That's what they are. And that's what they were. They hid behind hedges and shot men coming home from doing a day's work. Or they kidnapped people and tortured them. Or they went into gospel halls and murdered them. And took them out of minibuses and murdered them. Unarmed, defenceless men and women and children. That's the IRA culture. That's not my culture. And I will make no apology for my culture and my tradition. And I'll go back to CRC here. They're an utter and total disgrace. And I will go anywhere and have a public debate with anybody about CRC. Millions of pounds given to them people to improve community relations. What do? They give their money to terrorist organisations. They give their money to drunks. They give their money to everybody and anybody. But will they give it to the likes of the families in the Kingsmill massacre? No. Will they give it to the families in the likes of the Darkley massacre? No. Will they give it to the man whose father was kidnapped and brutally tortured and his body booby trapped? No. Them people don't count. We're dirt in the eyes of Sinn Fein IRA and their companions now, their newfound friends within the DUP in OFM, DFM.